Hi, I'm with you again. I'm with you with another story. Its title is Oliver Twist. As we've done before, we shall read. Listen to me and repeat after me. This is type or step number 1. This is Oliver Twist. So follow me. Oliver Twist was born in a workhouse in England. No one knew who his father was. Oliver's mother was found on the street. She died soon after his birth. For 9 years, Oliver had lived in a bad home for young orphans. After that, he was moved with other boys to a workhouse for adults. There, the other boys were mean to Oliver, and he was unhappy. One time, after he finished eating, he asked for more food, and he was punished for this. Mr. Bumble, the worker from the church, said he would give him £5 to anyone who would take Oliver away from the workhouse. Oliver was going to work for a mean chimney sweep, but instead he was trained by a local undertaker named Mr. Strawberry. When another worker insulted Oliver's mother, Oliver attacked him. Oliver was hit, but he ran away to London, where he met a boy called Jack Dawkins. Jack told Oliver that he could live and sleep in his master's house. Fagin was Jack's master, and he was a criminal who trained young boys to steal. Fagin told Oliver to steal something with 2 other boys. The boys stole a handkerchief from an old man. Oliver was caught when he tried to escape. At the police station, a bookseller who saw the thefts saved Oliver. The old man, Mr. Brownlow, took Oliver home because he was sick. Mr. Brownlow helped Oliver to get better. Mr. Brownlow noticed that Oliver looked a lot like a young woman whose portrait was on a wall in his house. Fagin became very angry and told his gang to bring Oliver back. Bill Sikes and his partner Nancy, 2 young men in Fagin's gang, returned Oliver to Fagin. He sent Oliver to help Sikes in a burglary. During the burglary, the servant of the house shot Oliver with a gun, but Sikes escaped. The owner of the house, Mrs. Maylie, invited Oliver in and took care of him. She and her adopted niece, Rose, started to like Oliver. Fagin and a mysterious man, Monks, wanted to kidnap Oliver. After the Maylies had arrived in London, Nancy met Rose secretly and told her about Fagin's evil plans, but someone from Fagin's gang heard their conversation. Sikes killed Nancy for betraying the gang and left London. The Maylies brought Oliver and Mr. Brownlow together. Mr. Brownlow remembered that Oliver looked like the lady in the portrait, Agnes Fleming. He decided to know more about her and her relationship with Oliver. Fagin was captured by the police. Sikes arrived at his partner's hideout, where they called him a murderer. A group of angry people came looking for Sikes and his gang. Sikes tried to escape from the roof with a rope, but he fell down and died. Mr. Brownlow discovered that Monks was Oliver's half-brother. Their father, Mr. Leaford, was unhappily married to a rich woman. They had only one child, months before they separated. Then Leaford fell in love with an old officer's daughter, Agnes Fleming, but Leaford died sadly in Rome when Agnes was pregnant with their child, Oliver Twist, before leaving for Italy. Leaford had left Agnes' portrait with his friend, Mr. Brownlow. Monks wanted to steal Oliver's family money. Mr. Brownlow told Monks that he could not take the money. It was discovered that Rose, Mr. Maylie's adopted niece, was Agnes Fleming's youngest sister and Oliver's aunt. Monks became a criminal and went to jail with Fagin. Mr. Brownlow adopted Oliver, and they went with the Maylies to live in the beautiful countryside. So this is the end of the story. See you for the next stories. Goodbye.